Hey, this is Shining Wolf here, and I wanted to talk about this tizzy people seem to be having with the new Mortal Kombat X DLC. Um, Seems like everyone's complaining that all of this is like Evolve with its like extra $60 plus DLC that you could only unlock by paying for it. Now, I'm going to break this down for everybody who doesn't know about it yet. But in Mortal Kombat X, there is a $30 character pack DLC that is not been released yet. That's sort of like their season pass. But none of these characters are finished yet, and like you have your like Jason Voorhees, Predator, Tanya, and Trimmer. Each of these packs also comes with I think around 6 to 12 skins, something like that. So it's pretty much left up to you know, the buyer whether or not they want these characters in these skins. Like, that's not a big deal. You don't have to pay for that in the least bit, so that doesn't count. Next, apparently, you can pay $30 to buy out the crypt, which, for people that don't know Mortal Kombat, the crypt is an area of the game where, by playing the game, classic mode, story mode, whatever, you unlock, or you get coins and things like that. You go back to the crypt, and you can pay to unlock character costumes, artwork, various things like that. Paying $30 to unlock the whole crypt, I mean, that's optional. You don't need to do that. People are just going to rush to try to get it anyway. It doesn't make sense to complain about it because it's not your money. And it's not something you're forced to do. You can still unlock everything the normal way. It just feels kind of petty that anyone would complain about that. It's like, oh, someone else is unlocking something else before me. That's ridiculous. Um, and apparently, there's also this Sub-Zero skin you can unlock for like $3. I've looked at it. I mean, personally, it's not my taste, but it doesn't really matter. All of these things on the side do not require you to, I mean, pay to like aside from the Sub-Zero and the characters at the beginning, but it's optional things. Like you can unlock everything in the crypt yourself. I think something else is also these easy fatalities where you like either unlock or buy coins, so you can perform easy fatalities. Um, I thought this was going to be a feature that was going to be free for people that weren't really experienced with fighting games. But I mean, I can understand why they have it. It's kind of stupid that you have to pay for it. But then again, you don't have to pay for it. Some people will call it pay to win. But the fact of the matter remains is that by the time you reach the fatality, you've already won the fight. It's not pay to win. It's just an easier way to get the gory cinematic scene afterwards. So if we can break that down again, there is the character DLC, there is paying for the crypt, there is the Sub-Zero skin, and there's easy fatalities. You don't need the easy fatalities to win the game. It's not pay to win. It's completely optional. That goes away. $30 for the crypt. Okay, you don't need that either. You can unlock that purely by playing the game itself. That's what I've always done. It's always pretty fun to do so. So that's not day one DLC. Sub-Zero skin. That's the only thing I can probably consider day one DLC that should have, I mean, been in the crypt maybe, but it's completely optional anyway, so it doesn't really matter unless you just feel like you have to have everything. But then again, I think you have a different problem altogether if you're right there. The only thing I really see here that is worth having, and that someone might get iffy about, is the character DLC, but there's always character DLC. These things are not day one DLC. They're not done yet. They're not just hiding them behind a corner. They're not locked onto the disc. So they're not done characters. They just announced the DLC early, and for people that don't really understand the development process of games, once a game goes gold, or that's the point where it's in a form that's ready to be shipped out, it's a complete game, the dev teams will continue to work on other side assets. The art teams, while they're not actually once they finish the work, they're going to continue to work on new things. These new things allow us to just like get more enjoyment out of the game later on. Like all of the DLCs have always been like this. But I guess it's just up to you whether you feel like the price is worth enough for it. Generally, I don't. I have enough fun with a standard $60 game anyway. Um, and then I believe I've seen some other people complaining that they're not getting their value out of the $60 or they're somehow being cheated. But it's a massive roster, and I own Mortal Kombat 1. That game had like 4 characters, and it still costs the same price as it does today. So I think people just don't understand how the game industry has worked, and they feel like they're being cheated. This isn't Assassin's Creed Unity, where you could literally pay in real money to level up, buy better gear, and beat the game, quote unquote, faster. Um, or for people that don't have time to play games. If you don't have time to play the game, you know, it, I don't understand. Games are supposed to be for fun. They're supposed to be enjoyed. It shouldn't be let's pay extra just to beat this game. That's one of the things. If you don't have time to play it, you'll slowly pay it over time. You'll have your value worth of the game. You know. So I mean, a lot of this just doesn't make sense to me. Why people are complaining about it. The story itself and everything like that, I haven't touched it yet. But I mean, yeah, we'll see what happens. But as far as this DLC is concerned and people complaining about it, it's not day one DLC. It's not something that you have to buy to play the game. It's just idiotic that people are complaining and they're just following like a bandwagon type trains. Anyway, you're Shining Wolf, NWO, Good Horns, peace out.